Now the question is what the organization does. Agriculture organization produce and process food. Okay. Um, Manufacturing organization, what does it does? Manufacturing organization acquire raw material and by a just a second and by application of labor and technology turn them into product, right? Then uh, extractive raw material organization, what does that does? Extract and refine raw material. Okay. Then retailing and distribution organization. Well, retailing and distribution organization deliver goods to the end consumer. Okay. Then intellectual production organization um, produce intellectual property, for example, software, publishing firms, music, etc. Right? Then we have service industries. Service industries do provide, um, it does include retailing, it includes distribution, it includes transport, banking, various business services such as consultancy, accountancy, advertising, public services such as education and medicine, etc. Now we have now let us discuss types of business organization. Alright, types of business organization here, and we have two types of business organizations actually. One is profit oriented organization, and the other is non-profit oriented organization, right? Profit oriented organization, non-profit oriented organizations. Okay, profit oriented organizations are those to make products or provide services, make profit, do distribute profit among owners, and reinvest remaining profit into business. Simple and easy. Non-profit oriented organizations, well, they are mostly public beneficiaries, right? Public beneficiaries, they are to provide uh, services to the public, right? Like charity organizations, or also they do make products as well. They do make products, they do provide services, they do make profit as well, right? But now what's the difference? The innocent question is, then what's the difference? So the difference is they reinvest profit in business, all right? They do not distribute, the not-for-profit organizations do not distribute profits among the owners, but they reinvest into the business to run it further, all right? Now we have two different types of other different types of organizations as well, that is private organization versus public sector organization, private sector and public sector organization. So what is private sector? Okay, private organizations are owned by individuals, owners, the share individuals or the family businesses, all right, generally in the public, all right, or they can be a public listed organizations as well. These are the private, but what are the public sector organizations? Public sector organizations are owned by central or local governments, okay, agencies uh, to provide services to the public, such as such as schools, colleges, hospitals, public transport, etc. So far so good, guys. So commercial organizations are of three types. Number one, they can be individually owned organizations, all right. The number two, it can be owned by a partner, or you can say partnership businesses. Then we have limited companies, okay. Limited companies, so individual, these are owned by individual, all right. They do have few employees few employees, all right, enjoy earnings alone after bearing all the expenses, and in case of winding up winding up solely responsible for all debts, right? Partnership, at least 2 to 20 partners can form a business and work together, all right. They do have few employees, uh, earnings uh, earnings distribute among the partners as per their contract, uh, as per the ratios they decided. All right, and they are jointly and severally liable for their debts in case of liquidations. All right, now what are limited companies? Well, limited companies has separate legal entity from their on owners, right? That means in case of liquidation, uh, the shareholders, the owners are only responsible for their investment which they invested will be waste of, otherwise they are not responsible more debt for the remaining debt. All right, so these are the limited liabilities companies. Okay, now let us discuss the advantages of limited liability companies. All right, advantages of limited liabilities company. Well, uh, company shareholders will have limited liability. They will get easy finance. They can raise issue shares and get the finance. They can get finance easily compared to individual companies or the partnership businesses, right? Easy to gain market share, right? Or you can say easy to expand the business. Number five, the risk is reduced. Right now, the risk is reduced. It has separate legal entity. Uh, no restriction of size, on size, no restriction on size. So these are the advantages. Now let us discuss the disadvantages. The disadvantages is, well, it has legal compliance cost. Number two, shareholder have little practical power. All right, as shareholders cannot participate into the daily business. All right, they can uh, just connect to the business via financial statement which is published on annual basis. They cannot come and look at the business anytime, right? So these are the advantages and disadvantages of no limited liabilities companies, and in the next video we'll discuss the further topics of this chapter.